Hello, this is Godel. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions Remastered. We have our new sky platform way up there. Oh, and you can see the bottom of one of our multi-blocks. That's cute. And last time we left off on trying to find some Ordo veins so we could make a more runed marble. I did actually continue to scout a little bit off camera, so here you can see this area I scouted up here. We had scouted through um, let's see, up through here, this mountain range is where I stopped scouting and I put our ender crystal down. I came back and I scouted through here on one night and then through here on another night, and finally I found two sapphire veins up here and I marked them with another teleport crystal, and the one that I used before is it was over here, but I unlinked it because we didn't need it anymore. Also, while I was up there in the ice biome, they have the lotus plants that grow these lotus blossoms. Those just like grow freely out there, so I just picked up a bunch of them, and now we have a bunch of those. But anyways, yeah. First things first. We are here at a astro sorcery temple because I was like, hey, let's check this out. I wanted to loot this together on camera, so first, I want to go over here and grab all of this, the ruined marble from here, especially that's because these are the hard blocks to make, and that's what we need. And then I will grab, like, some of the other blocks as well. Now, I am aware that we could be using a silk touch pickaxe, which makes it so when you break marble blocks, sometimes you get marble, sometimes you get marble cobblestone. But to be honest, the converting process of marble to marble cobblestone is like not really a big deal. And oh, thank goodness there's not a troll in here this time. So I'm not like overtly concerned about collecting all of this marble as like the marble and not the cobblestone. We can just cook the cobblestone, like it hardly matters. All right, let's stuff all of this in here and let me go and grab the rest of the ruined marble. I think this actually gives us the ruined marble we need, funnily enough, but we're gonna... Let me think. We needed 8 plus 4, so we needed 12 ruined marble, and how many did we just get? 12, hey. Yeah, so we're actually good. So in this chest, we get some aquamarine gold and iron. And then in this chest, let's get over here, more of the same. So the aquamarine is certainly appreciated because we do not currently have a source of it. Anyways, without further ado of this, let me out of here. Uh-oh. Let me just make my own way out of here. How about that? Without further ado, we are going to go and run over to our sapphire vein. Oh, and I did not bring my boat, but I think that's okay because we're just going to go to the river and jump up the river. Fun vanilla mechanic, if you did not know. If you jump on rivers, or if you jump on ice specifically, you move faster for some reason. So find an icy river and run faster. Yay. Here's another lotus plant. I'm just gonna go ahead and continue grabbing these as I see them. Even if they're not fully grown, we'll just go ahead and pick them up, and we can add them to our little collection of lotus plants. All right. And we're just gonna hop up the river like a little jackrabbit or something. I don't know. Things that hop up frozen rivers. Come at me in the comments if you know such a thing. Anyways, we're going upriver here, and if we are going straight this way, we are almost there, in fact. So here it is, the Dyer's Alkant. Alkanet, whatever, man. And this marks a sapphire ordo vein, and we can go ahead and take our scanner out, and let's see if we can actually see it. I'm not sure if we're actually... Here, let me do a... There seems to be something down there. Like, I saw something glow, but, we can't actually see it. Ooh, there's a little ravine here. This is interesting. Let me take a... Let me make a way down that's gonna be a little bit quicker then. What's it called? Like, digging down. Or maybe it wouldn't be maybe it wouldn't be quicker, but it will be more creative, at least. Pop that block over there, and then I'm gonna put some dirt over it. For some reason, if you have an ice block in a cold biome exposed to the sun, it will freeze. this is the son of freezing over here is how that works, I guess. I don't know. And then there we go. We got a little vanilla slow descent for us, courtesy of the frozen river, which is now thawed in that one spot. What kind of mushroom is this? Is this a simmering mushroom? Oh yeah, that is a Botania. That is a Botania type of mushroom. Do I want to clog my inventory with one item? Nah, I don't think so. All right, and here's our vein. Actually, we can see the edge of our vein here is poking into our what's this thing called? Ravine here. And do we see anything else over here? I see another vein over there. What vein would that be? Oh, there's like a dungeon over here. These are mine shafts, mine shaft, mine shaft, mine shaft, mine shaft, and this one is it's actually a dungeon spawned in by a mon. We'll have to check that out sometime. But right now I still feel very weak in terms of exploration. I tend to kind of prioritize progression over gearing up. Anyways, let's go ahead and start digging in over here. And where's my candles? Uh-oh, I did not bring candles. Alright, well, we're on a time limit then until the sun sets, basically. I would like to get at least some ore of every type so that we can mark the vein as complete. Where's our achievements? Dimensionality overworld. Oh. This isn't what we're supposed to be finding here. Ordo-infused vein is... Hold on, what is this vein supposed to be here? Ordo vein, and it's supposed to have blue topaz, sapphire, and pyrope. Wait, why does this have sodalite, lazurite, green sapphire, and sapphire? That's not what's in this vein at all. Green sapphire is from the Terra vein. Oh dear, they have messed with the veins and they did not update the quest book. Naughty, naughty. And then I think pyrope actually gives us something that, like, they didn't have pyrope accessible before. What is pyrope? Pyrope is an aluminum and magnesium silicon oxide. So if we centrifuge it, we get... if we centrifuge pyrope... No, we don't centrifuge pyrope. We electrolyze it, we get all of the base materials. Okay. Well, that might complicate things for the quest completion, but, I mean, if we have problems, I can just spawn something in for the purpose of quest completion. While we're here, though, let's grab all of the ordo that we need. And we've got a full stack of ordo already, so that's probably sufficient. Just toss this cobble out of the way. So blue topaz, where's the sapphire, though? There's supposed to be sapphire vein here. Is it up higher, perhaps? Let's see, any sapphires up here? I can't really see because it's rather dark. But maybe it's down deeper, actually. Maybe this is the top of the vein still. Let's go try digging down deeper, because I see the blue topaz here. Blue topaz comes from here. Pyro, blue topaz, sapphire. Spawns in the bottom 3 layers. Okay, yeah, we need to go deeper for the sapphire. Get rid of this cobble again, and let's go deeper. There we go, I just saw some. Okay, and I can't really see, so we're gonna head out of here before we get swarmed by something. That's really weird, though. What? Yeah, it does say Ordo vein, certainly. I wonder what happened with this desync in the quest book here to cause this to happen. Anyways, lazurite, I think we have from another vein. Sodalite, I don't know if we have that. No, we should have sodalite from the lapis vein is where sodalite is normally in. Where is entropy infused ore then? Lazurite, sodalite. Pick these up really quick just for quest completion. And then, what else are we looking for? Green sapphire. We do have green sapphire, yeah, from a different kind of vein again. It's weird. Do we have some gold... Whoops, don't throw my scanner out of there. Do we have some gold plates really quick to make a does not look like we do. I want to make a chest upgrade for over there. We have our battery in our bending machine. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Speed it up more, because that's still really slow. 7 and 8. And then let's make a 2 gold upgrade. Here you can see where I was pre-crafting some stuff for our recipes we're going to need up here. So we want iron to gold. And then throw that down here. And now we can stick some more ores in here. Alright, get this lotus out of my inventory as well. But we can plant the seeds. Plant, plant. Harvest, harvest, harvest. I don't feel like I need the seared tank anymore, so let's throw that in miscellaneous. I changed the seared tank up there. That was with the our moonlight harvesting. In fact, here, let me show you really quick. Our liquid starlight, rather. I moved that up onto our platform, and then I set it up with a drum rather than the other finger. All right, and then all this marble we have, that's to go with the astral sorcery stuff. And we also needed a block of lapis. So we don't have... We do have some lapis. We need more lapis, though. So lapis from ore processing. It's actually a little bit less straightforward to get lapis from ore processing because you have to use a sifter. Let me go to the ore byproduct chart. Yeah, so you can see here, we got the ore, we crush it up as normal. And then if we want to get the actual lapis dust out of here, we either have to go over here and gotta wash it and then put it through a sifting machine, or we have to take the lapis dust and then put the lapis dust in a autoclave. Yeah, autoclave here. And autoclave with distilled water will give us lapis. Alternatively, we can also go to a forge hammer and put the ore in a forge hammer. So I think that's what we're actually going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just hammer both of these. Both of these ores. And then we're going to take 9 of those lapis and we're going to compress them into the block that we need. No, we're not doing that for 30 seconds, buddy. Okay, and I think this is going to actually give us all of the... what's it called that we need for our one multi-block up there, but the cobblestone to cook. Just looking at what I have in my inventory. All right, let's go upstairs. So this left one is the one that goes up, and that one goes... No, wait, this one goes to that Astral Sorcery Temple. This one goes up, yeah. I should put some signs or something, or else I'm gonna get confused, / I already got confused. Alright, let's dump our bag of stuff in here, except why did I put iron ingots in there? We don't need that. Alright, let's go back over here. So we know that underneath this altar went a lapis block. Get our sextant, and then let's see what else we need to fill in. All of the ruined marble, okay. So get our rune marble here and start filling this in. I hear a little puppy yelping in the background. Hold on 1 second. All right. The yelping may or may not continue. It is out of my control. All right. We are doing layer by layer building. That looks like a chiseled marble. Let's get some chiseled marble, and I believe the structure is also going to need some marble arches, and I'm just going to grab some chiseled cobblestone because we're going to need that as a, what's it called? We're going to need that as, yeah, like a building block to build blocks into the air. Alright, this is, they made this a little annoying to build, didn't they? Can I get my golden chest? I would like to see my book. This is under, what is it under? Constellation, right? It is, okay. So we're doing these little arches with the arches. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and build the arches out. I don't want to use the sextant for the whole thing. So we're gonna go over, then we have to go back down, and then over. This is a kind of annoying structure to build. Over, down, and then yelp. All right. Over, and we need some more arches. So let me... Do I have my chisel on me? I have a chisel on me. Let's just use this chisel. Turn this into marble arches. Where are they? Gotta, like, sit up and... Oh. Where did they go? Gotta sit up and lean into the screen to be able to see these blocks. They're so... The detail on them are so small. Whoops. Okay, I guess we're continuing building from down here. Honestly, I don't need to be up there to build this, so I should have just done this to begin with. All right, and 3 more blocks, and that's exactly how many we have, so love to see it, but I don't have a way to start building these up there, so I will actually have to go back up there. Oh my gosh. Kind of an annoying multi-block. All right, but does it work is the question. Well, the sextant is not giving me any red blocks that it's angry at, so I think it works. Let's go ahead and give it a test. I have some glass panes. And oh yeah, you put the item and then you have to hit it with the resonating one, right? Yep, there it goes. Very nice. And because we are close to daytime here, I'd also like to speed this up a little bit so that we can get a few crafts in here. And I'm going to grab our reservoir of liquid starlight because as you're crafting this, you can actually spend your starlight and then you have to refill it or else the craft doesn't work. Why is this not making sound here? Do I have this muted? I'll look in a second. Let me just finish crafting these first. Alright, there's our 4 glass lenses. And those were a little cheaper than doing this because this required aquamarine. So we only needed 1. We did all that to get this 1 glass lens for our tree beacon. That's kind of funny. Let's get a bucket, and we're gonna take a bucket of liquid starlight from our stone drum over here. So there's our bucket. And how are we making this? We need to do a fade crafting with the roots mod, which I am not familiar with. Okay, so we've got our starlight and glass lens. Let's go back to /home. And I'm just going to grab these up again. I'm going to try to make a plan to grab those every time I'm in the area. Oh, we took our rune marble and stuff with us. Let's go back and drop that off here. Yeah, /home again. I know you're not supposed to be able to spam /home, but it's like, it's okay. Alright, root stuff. Where do I actually want to do roots? Because we've been sitting this over here and we've not used it even once, I don't think. So, it certainly is something we have up here. And once again, I took something down from the Astral Sorcery setup I did not mean to take with me. And /home one more time. Alright, roots, huh? I think I'm gonna have to refer to the manual for this mod because, like, I hardly know anything about this mod, so let's go and find the roots manual. Roots, okay. Whoops, I immediately unmade the book. All right, I'm just gonna flip through here really quick, and I might pause the footage occasionally. If you want to read any page I'm on, feel free to pause. Otherwise, I'm gonna be pausing, reading it myself, and then I'll be continuing. So, all right, so we need to learn crafting first. Well, first let's learn rituals. Okay, so introduction to ritual. Again, feel free to pause if you want to read this yourself. I am pausing and reading off camera. All right. This is like a lot of words to explain. Something that doesn't seem that crazy. Okay, I guess we're gonna start with pyres. Okay, I was wondering what this reinforced pyre did. I guess it's reinforced pyre is immune to bosses and explosions. Okay, so it's just if you wanted to build a wither this next to a wither farm or something, I guess. I don't know. All right. So ritual automation. We know how to do this. We did this in the void world actually. And then the fire has to be around it. I'm wondering if nitor counts as a fire. Can we test that really quick? Whoops. Let's make some more of this, but let's extinguish the fire and let's put a nitor. So this was 2 terramoss, which we don't have any of. We're going to need to make more terramoss, which means we're going to need 2 of those. Plant them over here. Plant and scrape, plant and scrape. And then what else did it need? A wool, a leaf, and a grass. Oh, what kind of grass specifically? Like any grass, okay. So wool, leaf, grass. So leaf, leaves, I guess. Oak leaves, I guess. I'll just make sure it's a vanilla leaf, and then I wanted to get nitor to test the thing, and then a wool. Let me take this random light gray wool I have over there. And a grass. Oh, grass, I forgot. Grass. Okay, so this should work. Sneak right click with empty hand to repeat craft. Okay, so that's not doing anything. I'm guessing because the fire is off. But if we do a nitor, is that gonna light the fire? Let me take everything off of here and see if it will work with the nitor. No, so that does not work with the nitor. But if we make a fire starter, again, really quick, hang on, let me just chop up a piece of wood really quick. It just sticks. And then we make a fire starter. Relight this. Okay, yeah. So it has to be an actual fire. Nitor does not count as a substitute to fire. Okay, I just thought I would check that. And then it drops the items, like, in the world. Why does it drop them in the world instead of putting them in the chest? Ah, oh well. Anyways, so that was a refresher on how to do that. Oh, we got some sapphire dust from this quest. I'm gonna leave that for now. So we need to make the next tier of ritual, though. So let's go back to our book, and this was about rituals. Now we need to learn about crafting. So we need to learn about the Fey Crafter. So let's read this really quick. There are a variety of methods crafting items and roots, as well as a number of resources in the process. Categories, we have armor, tools, devices, decoration. Okay, cool. And I'm going to read this. If you want to read along, pause. Otherwise, I'm going to the next page as soon as I'm done reading. So what we just did is pyre crafting, pyre ritual crafting. There's also Fey crafting with an activated grove stone. Runic crafting, easier automation, but also requires a grove stone. Mortar and pestle crafting, okay. Most recipes require some form of special resources. Number of categories, we just saw those. Each of these categories lists relevant items, okay. Alright, I'm pausing here. Okay, apparently there's a tier to crafts, ritual tiers. So tier 1 requires a runestone, and it supports those. Tier 2 requires chiseled runestone, supports those. Tier 3 is animal harvest. Require 3 additional functions. Chiseled ruined obsidian, okay. Firestorm, spreading forest, warding protection. Interesting. Alright, and then I'm reading the right page here now. An active growth stone within 10 blocks powers the Fey Crafter. Activation is through Grove Supplication Ritual. Also, why is the font in this book like horrible? I don't know if this looks horrible to you, but it looks horrible to me, so if you're trying to read along and it's horrible, I apologize. So the multiple stacks can be placed in the crafter, that's cool. Right-clicking with a knife or using a dispenser with a knife will begin crafting. Okay, so that's how we'd want to automate it if we want to automate this. So this is for fake crafting Runic Crafter now. Okay, so it's pretty similar to fake crafting. So Mortar and Pestle serves crafting spells and conversion of items. Okay. I guess let's look at Fade Crafter because that's what we need for our tree, right? There's some lore here if you like lore about Minecraft mods. Okay, so as mentioned before, we need to do a Grove Supplication Ritual. So apparently we just need Grove Supplication Ritual and then Grove Stone. So let's see, recipes. The output items are inserted into adjacent inventories or the world as an item. Use the vanilla dispenser as a knife to automate it. Okay, we read that. Fake Crafter can be moved without requiring a new Grove Supplication Ritual to be confirmed. So long as the crafter is placed within 10 blocks of an active Grove Stone, it will function properly. On the other hand, breaking a Grove Stone or otherwise moving it will require that you complete the ritual again. Wait, what does it mean? Fake Crafter can be moved. The Grove Stone has to be sat still? What? I'm so confused. What is what though? So Runic Crafter is this tree-shaped thing. Okay, so we need a Fey Crafter first. Advanced Experimental Fey Crafter. Okay, go back. We don't need that yet. So Grove Stone, I guess we need to do the supplication thing on, right? Let me reread that again. Grove Stone must be placed within 10 blocks of the crafter. And then supplication ritual must be performed. Okay, let's get this the supplication ritual in our book here. Let's see here. At roots. Ritual growth supplication. Okay, let's bookmark this guy. We're going to need a... So we're going to do this on our pyre. And we're going to need Fake Crafter. So Fake Crafter, we just make this like so. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. And then we're going to need a stone at roots. What's it called? Grove Stone. Oh, and that needs Arcane Stone. Uh-oh, we don't have Arcane Stone yet. Arcane Stone requires V crystals and Nacre. Great. Or Nacre. I think it's Nacre. So Arcane Stone, we complete one, we get 16 from this quest, but first we have to do Nacre automation. So let's go, where's Nacre automation in? Here it is, Nacre. I see you have a Nacre for automating things. Yeah, that's why I said it was here. To automate this, you're going to need a lot of it eventually. It's a magical fluid used to bulk to create key components for several mods. You can create some manually, but suggested you automate this, as you'll need quite a lot. Yeah, I know we will need quite a lot, but first we need to see how to automate it, and how to automate it is we need to drop a gold nugget into mana, and it's going to turn into Nacre. And then what do we do with our Nacre? Why do we want to make Nacre? We can... Oh, we can also make it with this recipe. So 500... What is this recipe here? This recipe uses 5 and 4 gold nuggets to make 5 blocks and half a bucket of Nacre. This uses a full bucket of Nacre for the same output. So definitely we want to use this output. And then with the actual Nacre blocks, we use that to make the Arcane Stone. Got it. Okay. So let's bookmark this recipe. Let's bookmark... we want to use the mixer recipe, and then the actual Nacre is that recipe. Okay. So we're going to need some gold nuggets to get started here. How do we get some gold nuggets? We can use a nugget mold. We don't have an electromagnetic separator, so we're not going to use that. Alloy smelter with nugget golds currently is looking like the best option for us. Or byproduct from the electromagnetic separator. Infernal Kiln does the same thing as the furnace. This is for recycling stuff. We don't have that. Oh, you know what? The Knacker quest gives us nuggets. Let's just do that. Oh, but we need one nugget to get started with. Gosh darn it. Alright, do we have a gold nugget by chance? Okay, we're gonna have to make one then. So let's just get, like, I don't know. Let's get 7, so... Yeah, 7, so that we don't break a stack of nuggets. And then I'm gonna take our mold here, let us get our chisel. And let's make a nugget mold. Oh, we gotta click chisel. And then let's get our nuggets out of here. And for now, I'm just gonna go with one nugget. Alright, we got our single nugget. And then let's go make a bucket of nacre. Whoops, I ran through and deposited my EXP there. Let me go put it back. I'm gonna throw our nacre over here. And while that's processing, I'm going to go run over and get a new bucket of mana from our pond over here to replace it, because we might still want to do this drop-in crafting, and then I realized I just filled the bucket that I needed to pick the nacre up with, but that's okay. There we go. So there's our nacre bucket. And I will... Yo, I'll eat some meringues right now. My character's so hungry. And then nacre block is our next step here. So I'll take these nuggets now, and we need some stone. And we're going to need it in our mixer. So let me go to our mixer, and oh, we have filled our mixer with water. Let me show you how we're going to fix this. So in GregTech, there's something called a plunger. And there's a few different kinds of plungers, but right now we're just going to make a rubber plunger. That's going to need some rubber sheets and sticks. So there's a rubber plunger, and a rubber plunger allows us to drain fluid out of machines. So we can just go here, plunge, 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 and then put our nacre in here. Whoops, put our nacre in there. And I really love this update that lets you put the bucket into the slot directly. So to make this, we are going to just put the stone and the nuggets in here. Okay. Nuggets and stone. And that should be making the nacre. Alright, there we go. Nacre made. Got 10 blocks of nacre. And then we get 8 more blocks from there. Now we can make arcane stone. For arcane stone, we are going to take... it says any V crystal, so I'm just going to use the one we have the most of, this Precantio V crystal. And do we need to do that on a special table? Nope, just a regular crafting table works. So here is our... Oh, we can't shift-click the recipe because it doesn't recognize the crystal. There we go, there's our arcane stone. Go back to this chapter and claim this arcane stone as well. Now we have 20 arcane stone, nice. Alright, and what did we need this arcane stone for? Let me clear that out. We needed it for the grove stone, which we need an arcane stone slab. We can go to our cutting saw and cut one of these into some slabs. There we go, there's some slabs, and then we need a terramoss, and... Is there a better way to get terramoss? This seems kind of annoying. We need to find, like, mossy... Hold on, can we make mossy cobblestone? One second. Mossy stone is vines, but we can't really make vines. Assembler with vines, okay. Fluid transposer, we can't... we could make this. To be honest, this doesn't seem like that bad of an option, but... And then also finding it in the world. Okay, well, I think our only reasonable option right now is to do this, and it looks like we're going to need 2 of them for the crafter and then for the grove stone. So let's go ahead and repeat what we did over here. Just plant and trim twice. Alright, and then we should have... Get some wild roots over here. We're going to need 3 of them. Should have everything we need over here for this recipe now. So this is a luminous crafting table recipe. This is also luminous crafting. And that's fake crafter. Okay, let's run up to astral sorcery setup really quick and craft this before the sun comes out too brightly, please. Thank you. Speed it up a little bit. Alright, and then do this one as well. Oh no, we didn't bring crafting or covalence dust. Ah! Ah! My inventory's too full. Time panic. Flash home. We need saplings and covalence dust. Sapling. 5 saplings and then 1 covalence dust. Please still be dark enough to do the craft. I teleported to the wrong place. Alright, we got the face stone. We gotta get the crafter now. Wait, what? Sapling mystical. Oh gosh, what the heck is a mystical sapling? Looks like mineral saplings count, so let's chop our one of our mineral trees down really quick. Oh, and these do not even auto break. Hate that. Why did you do this to me? Why have you done this? Okay, well we definitely are not in the neighborhood of it's still going to be bright enough to craft this, so let me just go over here and dump some junk. Though I just dumped my covalence dust. Put this away, put the carrot away. You don't need these saplings, they're not mystical enough. Okay. I don't know why some of these saplings appear with these knots in them. Enriched mineral wood. I guess those are the ones that give the mineral chunks. I see. Okay, well, let's chop this tree down too. We're gonna need both of the trees apparently. Oh, that cascaded the tree. I guess it's because it left some blocks up there. All right, let's regrow these, and then we now have 5 saplings. We are gonna go back to astral sorcery area and try to craft this then. Let me just make sure we have everything. Yes, yes, yes. And yes, 5 saplings of mineral tree. Okay. Can you still craft this? Please say yes. It does appear to be crafting. Let me take this junk. Yay, we got it. Alright, cool. Ooh. Alright, so then this grovestone, apparently we just stick it here. And now we have to perform the ritual of supplication. And then we put a fake crafter somewhere, and the fake crafter will then work. If I understood everything correctly. So let's go clean inventory really quick, hold on. So ritual of supplication, we're gonna need, does this need a white petal? No, it needs any petal. Any Botania petal. Any sapling mystical. Oh, again, really? Come on. We need a greatwood sapling. So we need wizard. What the heck? I just found out how we're getting our sapling mystical. Yep, there we go. Mystical saplings. Let's put this away. Mineral wood. I don't really have a chest for wood, do I? I guess wood can just go in, like, this chest. Iron can go in here. The rest of the stuff can just go wherever it goes, okay. Alright, none of this goes anywhere. Is this still cooking up? This is still cooking up. It's gonna take, like, a minute to craft all of those, so let me see what else we need. We have that. We do need mineral leaves. Let's get some leaves out of here. There we go. Precision shears, thank you. And then we're going to need... So we have everything we need for that, basically. Is this still going? I'm going to break this block just so I can pick it up without breaking everything. Okay. Only 3 more to go. Alright, there we go. Got all of our wisdom saplings. I guess I didn't know we needed specifically mystical saplings before. I'm going to plant these next to the pure daisy so that they can turn into great wood saplings. I don't know why I put all of them over here in the chest though, because we immediately need 1 more for the supplication ritual. Alright, so supplication is that and that. And a rock crystal and a petal. Okay, we do have a petal, so we don't have to make petals yet. But when we do need petals, we're gonna need to get a... We're gonna need to get plants and use mana, or we're gonna need to use chemical bath to duplicate them. We don't have chemical bath yet. Alright, so for the ritual, we put this, this, this. We're gonna need to get a rock crystal. We're gonna need to make petals. Okay. So petals is like any flower into a mortar and pestle. So we're gonna need to make the mortar, and we're gonna need to make a pestle. Pestle looks like it takes any type of marble. This looks like it takes granite. Granite is an EMC item, so we don't have to worry about that. And charcoal. Alright, there's a charcoal. Let's go get some marble and a rock crystal from the astral sorcery area. Pick up my... Whoops, I didn't mean to pick up the pure daisy. We got my great wood saplings there. So we're gonna need 5 marbles and a rock crystal. And then these go back into this dude over here. And did this need mana or anything? No, just a saw. So get our saw. Here's our pestle. Here is our mortar. Oh, we need 5 granite, of course. 5 granites. And now we have our mortar. We're doing some quests over here, and I'm like not even looking at what the quests are giving us. Let's see. Silkworm egg. Don't know why I would want that. And some minor XP, sure. What does this do? Silkworm egg. That makes it sound like I can plant it. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea what that's done. Okay. And for the quest, we actually need to pick up all of the items here to make the ritual, so I'm gonna pick these back up after I guess get our mortar and pestle going here. So there's a mortar and pestle. Whoops. And I guess you just put some flowers in it, and it's gonna grind them up. I don't know, dude. I've never done this. So we have a good amount of flowers here. Let's take some, like, lilacs, I guess? I don't know. How many petals does it need? Just 1? You can mortar and pestle. What do we need? Oh, okay, we had to take the mortar out first. Oh, okay, I see. So we had to take the mortar out of there before it would let us do that. Okay, so that quest is complete. Now we want to get our other items off the fire here. And then immediately put them back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and what are we missing there for this? A rock crystal. And that should complete the quest. So Grove Supplication is happening. Oh. Okay. Great, and now it's gonna make stuff over here, huh? And this Fey Crafter should be active now? Do I understand this correctly? What am I doing? Okay, well, let's see if this works, I guess. So we need to pick this up now. It's an axe. Where's an axe? So there's our Fey Crafter. Quest completed. Thank you. Yep. Wild root stew? I would take some wild root stew. Sounds delicious. Oh, we get to keep the bowls, too? Let's go. Elemental soil. Awesome for crop farms. It's a soil made in the Fey Crafter can improve the efficiency of crop farms. All 4 outputs grant you a benefit. Using aqueous soil will automatically harvest your crops, but you'll need something to collect them. Cook some of the drops from plants when harvesting. Increases the rate at which plants grow. Increases the yield of plants grown on it. Automatically harvest plants. That's interesting. Okay. And then I guess the next thing in this chapter is runestone. I would also like this infinite water bowl because I feel like that would be nicer than the everfull urns that are kind of... Oh, and it even needs an everfull urn to make it. The everfull urns are kind of like willy-nilly crafting stuff and throwing water all over the place, so... But yeah, let's see if we understand how this fake crafter works. So now we just put a greatwood sapling, glass lens. Sorry if I keep saying grass. Both of these and a sapling. So this, both of those, but they need to be... Okay, the interface is slightly misaligned from this. That's okay. I'm not sure if this is something that's in my UI mod or the crafted my Modpack UI mod, but just go ahead and put that there. And then what's our last item we need? Our bucket. Okay, now if we knife it, we should get our tree beacon. Let's go. Tree beacon is complete. Anything else we wanted to get from here? I can take the EXP. And that is under my lucky star, tree beacon. A. And gives us some barrel void upgrades. That's nice. Control, seal, collect. Are you telling me to use golems for this? I don't think so, buddy. All right. I'm just looking at these quests really quick. Okay. Let's put relevant roots things back in here. I'm gonna keep greatwood saplings. No, I'm gonna take that with me actually. Anything else that's roots relevant? Nope, doesn't look like it. Let's go back here. I'm gonna put my Akashic Tome in here, my greatwood saplings in here. Bowls can go in here. Sextant should go up in the Astral Sorcerer area. Same for the Resonating Wand. Alright, so what does the tree beacon do? Well, in short, you place the tree beacon, and it's like, yo, nearby trees become no longer trees. Or wait, I think you actually have to plant them with a sapling before it will work. Hello? So here, let me demonstrate this, how this is going to work. Chop down this tree. So I think you just grow the tree. And yeah, the tree beacon will like pick it up on growth. And now it puts a tree in the air and it says, hey, this is now a tree that is being harvested by the tree beacon. And if we accelerate it just for demonstration purposes, we will see it starts throwing out items generated by the tree. And it also makes a whole lot of particles glowing. Wow. Because this is being accelerated at like 64 times. So you're seeing like a minute per second here of generation. But yeah, awesome. Oh, and you know what this also gives us? This is also going to give us a ton of mineral berries. And you know what mineral berries are good for? Torches. Yeah, let's go. We can get mineral torches and mineral stone torches. And they're just going to be a nice upgrade to candles. But anyways, this is not where we're... The tree, like, reappeared. This is not where we're going to have our farm, ultimately. But we now know how we're going to be getting wood automatically. Look at all of that wood we got, though, geez. Alright, so mineral is going to be our choice of wood for automating charcoal production. Oh, it's been a while since we've been in this chapter. We went on quite a rigmarole to get this thing done. Alright, so for collecting the items, we're going to use some barrels. And we see here from this little preview that it makes wood, shards, berries, and saplings. So we're going to need 4 barrels for those four type of items. And then we're also kind of going to want a barrel for the charcoal as well. The charcoal that it makes. So 5 barrels is what we're aiming for. So let's go ahead and make 5 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or is there an easier recipe? No, that's like the same recipe. But it takes 15 seconds instead of using a durability on the hammer. So at that point, I'm just like, okay, just hit me with the, just hit me with the hammer. To be honest. Okay, let's make 5 of the. Whoops, I made too many. That's okay. I will stick this in a different crafting chest. We're gonna need some screws. Okay. Oh, you know what we can do to get our screws now? We do have screws here, but let me show you since we recently acquired this. So before we had to use a saw and we would get 2 bolts out of a rod. Now we can use a cutting machine. And instead of getting 2 bolts, we're gonna get 4 bolts. Yep, another doubling of efficiency. So love to see that. Let's lathe these bolts into screws. Grab these steel rods that I put out there at some point as well. I'm gonna lathe all of these into screws. You do end up needing a lot of iron screws for random things. Alright, so here's iron screws and steel rods. Do we have chests? We do have chests. We're actually kind of low on chests here. We can make some chests, though. You know what? Let's go and make, like, a bunch of chests with our wood from over here. Let's just take 2 stacks of birch, and this uses circuit 8. Yep, circuit 8. So here we go to our assembler over here. Let's put circuit 8. Oh, it's already circuit 8. Perfect. Alright, and that's just going to cook up a bunch of chests, but in the meantime, let us make our barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the heck? I don't have a light blue shulker box. Where did that come from? And this is the Ender Utilities preview. You know what? In my resource packs, there's actually a retro Ender Utilities and Dolly. I think I'm going to actually turn that on because I feel like I prefer that. So let me activate this. And whenever you do change your resource packs, it's going to take a long time to actually process the resource pack. So I'm going to pause the recording here while this loads. Be back once it's done loading. Okay, it finished loading, and oh yeah, there we go. This is the classic Jabba barrel textures. I love those. Oh, and these are pickaxes for some reason. They are not wood. Even though I'm pretty sure they're like the only thing metal in them is these 2 screws. But sure. Well, we can take that. I don't know how this XP got on the floor here. Get back in that tank. Alright, so we got some barrels. Our chests are still cooking up over here. That's because the game was frozen while it was doing this texture pack reloading. We're gonna also need for our Ender Utilities barrels. Ender Util. I feel like we need like some kind of wrench or something to lock this with. Storage key. Oh, and we get it from a quest. Okay. Oh, a quest comes from this chapter in the... What chapter is this again? Supply chain management. So we got the thing that lets us lock, and we got another void upgrade. Okay, cool. How many void upgrades did we get from our quest over here? Where was it? this quest? Give us 3. Okay, so 4 void upgrades. That's exactly the amount we want slash need. All right. Do we want to go ahead and set up our tree farm? Sure, why not? So this is going to be a pretty big setup. Oh, hello. It's just doobie grown plants over here now, huh? This is going to be a pretty big setup, so I'm thinking to, like, dedicate this area over here to the tree beacon. So let's go ahead and clear out all of these birch trees. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. We're also going to want, we might want some rubber trees as well. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just do rubber manually-ish. Because I feel like after a while we end up using a different kind of rubber. And you, like, whenever we make rubber, it lasts so long, we don't, like, need a whole lot of it. Okay, so clear up an area over here. Let's take our infused crystal shut. How the heck? What just happened? Alright, I guess I'm gonna hold sneak while using it because I was not holding sneak and it just blew up a freaking hole in the ground over there. So here we go, just clearing out this area right here, flattening it out. Alright, and apparently it has infinite durability? What the heck? Durability 10 out of 10. Alright, I guess. Let me get some junk out of my inventory. Let's get the logs out of there. Let's put all of our tree products in here for now. We can move it around with the dolly once we're ready to set up our tree farm. I just need, like, some inventory space, though. So where did this dirt actually go, though? It just, like, made a crater? And I didn't actually get the dirt? I'm slightly perturbed and confused. Now let's go. We have a formation one, though. Just fill this back in quite quickly. Oops. Stick that in there. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. I need to figure out how this shovel works so I don't blow a hole in my base again. Alright, and then we're going to do F7 really quick and see where it needs candles. Okay. So much junk in here. Let's go to my trash can and throw some junk away. We don't need coffee. Plums I'll actually keep. We don't need these saplings. I think we're okay on dirt. Don't need coffee. Let me finish picking up all of this junk over here. Don't need this canola. Okay, trash can. We can put the dirt, canola, birch, flour. We don't need a queen bee. Alright, put an oak sapling, like, over here. I don't want it to be part of my tree farm. Just trying to clean up all of the junk. Alright, here we go. So we are going to have our tree collector be here. There's actually, like, a big diagram of, like, how to set this up, like, efficiently, so I'm probably going to reference that and try to set it up the best I can using that. So I'm going to do the measurements and stuff off camera and probably come back next time to do that. But until then, this has been a pretty productive episode. We finally got our tree crafter and stuff. We have, I guess, an automated grass maker for us over here for making grass. Imagine that. Like getting grass products made for us. So let's go clean up our inventory a bit more. Dump stuff that we don't need over here. Rosebush, apparently we've never found before. I don't need this flower. Toss that. Can I do something with this, actually? Yeah, I can get a mystical brown flower. Maybe we should be keeping flower petals. I don't know. Okay. Put some more wood to chop up. I can put these void upgrades over here as well. And get rid of more canola. Okay, wow. Quite the cleanup effort there, but we got everything done. I don't want these seeds. Alright, next time we're going to set up that tree farm, and we are going to make our boiler and our coke oven and finally get more steam production going. Though, whether or not we get the turbines to support said steam production is going to be a different story, but we will certainly have steam next time. Until then, see ya. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the series, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. You know how it goes, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!